We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students. Sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities, and around the globe is a DC-grown and led transformation of the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we work, live, and lead. The many paths to post-secondary education merge and weave in so many new ways, and our approach to delivering that education, advanced learning that innovates, inspires, and changes lives, is just as varied. We are shaping this transformation shoulder to shoulder, heads down while working hard, but always with clear eyes on the future. This is our stake in the ground. We are DC, and together, we are leading the way. We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students. Sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities,
to give us a warning when they're about to start yapping.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Babcock Field for tonight's OCAA doubleheader between the Conestoga Condors and your Durham Lords. Here's the starting lineup for Conestoga. Leading off, the shortstop number 2, Kelly Tykout. Batting second, the left fielder number 11, Kennedy Schnarr. Batting third, the center fielder number 5, Daniela Ernst. Batting fourth, the third baseman number 10, Alexis Volkmar. Batting fifth, the second baseman number 6, Abby Schnarr. Batting sixth, the DP number 20, Toria Stevens. Batting seventh, the first baseman number 8, Kira Aki. Batting eighth, the right fielder number 14, Michaela Kemper. And batting ninth, the catcher number 3, Chloe Richardson. The flex player and starting pitcher is number 17, Regan Jacqueline. And now it's time for the starting lineup for your Durham Lords. Leading off, the third baseman, number 2, Jessica Green. Batting second, the DP, number 5, Vanessa Ng. Batting third, the second baseman, number 4, Emily Taylor. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 32, Georgia Wilson. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 8, Jessica Benz. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 29, Jaden Bennett. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 20, Emily Rowe. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 19, Jocelyn Shelton. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 21, Chelsea Hope. Your flex player and starting pitcher is number 12, Michaela Benz. please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this OCAA match of softball featuring the Conestoga Condors facing off against the Durham Lords. I myself, Nicoleka, is here visited by ATN Sketch. Excuse me. It's been a while, ATN.
It's been a hot minute since I've been out here at Babcock, but looking in for a good game here. Lords coming to this 11-1. The Condors sitting at 1-7.
Yeah, and it's even though the Lords have one loss in the season, they've still been cruising along as they've had a lot of injuries to deal with this year, and I still think this team is just as strong as last year, in my opinion.
Absolutely, their one loss came in their games just two doubleheaders ago. That would have been against the
St. Clair Saints.
Apologies.
And they were doing pretty good, but then a couple errors, and unfortunately, we're not able to come out with that one. But who needs completely winless? It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter in the end when it comes to playoffs.
Absolutely. This team's here getting set.
We're just about underway here. Starting pitcher for the Lords is going to be Michaela Benz. And leading off for the Conestoga Condors is going to be Kelly Teichel, who's playing shortstop today.
Set up here for the first pitch.
See the third baseman Green moving in here. And that one is not in there. Ball one. And we are underway here at Babcock Field. And thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday evening. Here comes the 1-0. And it's taking all the way, but in there for the first strike of the game. How many baguettes do you think we're giving out today?
Certainly a fistful. The Lords come in averaging 8 runs per game against Conestoga.
My goodness. And the ball gets away, but no one's on base. 2-1. Fans are definitely here to come and get the bread tonight. I already stole one.
See, that's the stuff we don't admit on air.
That's okay. Because you stole one too. That one is chopped right to first, and right on the bag is Bennett for the first out. Coming up next is going to be Kennedy Schnarr, who's playing left field.
Benz once again coming up to this. Second in the OCAA for best ERA, has a .78. Of course, only pitched 5 games thus far.
But still, that's still pretty crazy, to say the least. And we'll see. It's a big swing and miss there. See if she can keep that ERA below 1 still. coming into this one. And one thing I want to mention, the Condors have the best fielding percentage in the league, but are still 1-7. So just not enough hitting or pitching to what they need to do for a win, but the fielding aspect is completely fine.
Condors walk into this as well, as you mentioned. Their run's a little bit lacking. They have the least in the OCAA, 26.
Big swing and miss there for strike 3.
And 2 outs for the Condors. Ben's 31 strikeouts now on the year.
We'll see how many she can get today. Next up is the third hole hitter, Daniela Ernest, playing out in center field. Usually that means that's your best outfielder. Usually you would put your best outfielder in center.
Firing up for another one here.
And
right down the middle.
In there for strike 1. I definitely missed this coming into this. It's not able to do many games this year here, unfortunately, and that one is chopped foul. Missed the beauty of Babcock Field and the sunset we're in right now. I don't like my ear getting sunburnt, though.
That's what you got the headphones on now for. You'll be all right.
Now it's good. Before I was baking. Here comes the 1-2. Looking for a second strikeout already. That one is in the dirt, maybe get her chasing there.
Just dropped way low. I wouldn't have even bet on anything coming out of that one. Trying to get it chasing. There's a difference between that and it being in the ground. 32.
And that's just the way you want to start off here if you're the Lords.
Ben's now second in strikeouts in the OCAA after that.
I think she'll be getting a lot more here today, as the Condors will make their way onto the field. Like we said, the best fielding team in the league. We'll see if they can show off their defense here today. Starting pitcher for the Conestoga Condors is going to be Reagan Jacqueline.
Second best fielding percentage in the league, .952. The Lords tied for third, or just about with third, so the Lords in fourth at a .939.
That is quite something.
These teams are outrageous hitting.
Insanely. And that's one thing that Conestoga has struggled with this year, unfortunately, but not just that, and pitching, as their starting pitcher here today has a 6.22 earned run average. And certainly trying to lower that here, but unfortunately has a very big challenge in front, facing one of, if not the best offense in the OCAA here. And we're about to get underway here in the bottom of the first. What are you expecting that we might see here, ATN? Apologies.
Sorry about that, Nico. My audio entirely cut out.
Oh my goodness. Jessica Green's going to lead off here for the Lords. I was saying, what are you expecting? What are you expecting here? Might see the Lords jump out early, try to play a small ball game here.
Looking for some Durham, as I mentioned earlier, averages 8 runs per, and that one being a way wide left ball. Not going to help too much for this Conestoga squad, but for Durham, you got to keep capitalizing on mistakes. They've been doing that all year, and it was the mistakes that cost them in their last.
Lords wearing the white pinstripes here today. There's one thing Green's really good at, is walking. And she has a 3-0 count in her favor right here. Here comes the pitch. And that's a running strike. Not sure about that one. Looked a little high in my opinion. We have a much better view here than at baseball.
It's much
Right
appreciated.
behind it.
Down
That
the
one
gullet.
is in there for strike 2, and it's a full count here. We'll see the payoff pitch here from Jacqueline.
2 good pitches in a row here. Looking to cap it off. Big swing.
That one is a high fly ball into center field, and it's going to be over the head. Green's going to make her way to third. Here comes the throw. It is
safe.
Gets away, and Green might
her arm there.
have hurt herself on that one, coming in pretty hard. But she appears to be okay as she's in there with a sliding triple to begin the game here.
That's definitely one way for Durham to get moving fast. Up to bat now, Vanessa Ng.
You couldn't have placed that ball at more of a perfect place.
Over the head of the center fielder, popped right up against the wall. You're in a great spot.
And we'll see if Ng can already drive in a run here. 6 pitches in, and that's in there for a strike.
Tried to check swing in time, just couldn't get away with it.
It's a called strike anyways. 0-1, excuse me, and that one is swung. And, you know, I'm hoping one day I'll be able to catch a foul ball.
Not up here, you won't.
It was very close last season. A couple balls went right over my head.
Should put your hand up. Get your glove out.
I tried, but it was too high. That one comes way inside.
Almost clipped Vanessa Ng in the leg there.
And just this Lord's lineup just gets deeper and deeper, even with all the injuries the team has right now. Peyton Jones is out, for example. And that one is not in there, apparently.
Official probably deemed that one too high. We can judge side to side pretty well, but up and down, not so much.
Not really. We cannot see low at all, unless it's very visible. Here's the 2-2. There's a big swing, and that's a line out right to the second baseman for the first out. And keeps Green at third. But doesn't get any easier for Conestoga here. Emily Taylor next up, playing second base today. Coach giving some suggestions here.
Now batting the second baseman, number 4, Emily Taylor.
And here we go, right here. Inside.
Emily Taylor tied for the best batting average in the entire OCAA, .583.
So I think it's a pretty hard.
Well, look how far out she's thrown. She's trying to walk it.
Get her fishing, see where her eye level's at. And that's what I mean. It's just like, this is probably the last person you want to be facing right now.
Especially the runner on third.
And, like, she almost has a 600 average. Like, you can't put that into words. As she has a 3-0 count here, and might honestly just be better to walk her at this point and put the double play in possibility. And that's a chip right to the right foul to the Conestoga dugout. Gets a needed first strike. If the first baseman was able to make that, then that would have completely changed things. Hitters count here. The 3-1.
Going for it.
And contact. That one's just going to go right behind us.
Hey, Nico, why didn't you catch it?
Because if I tried to catch that, I would have gone off the roof. Why didn't you catch it?
Because I'm not like that.
Why not? You're curling instead?
Yeah.
Loser.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry, man.
My
Here comes
skip's down there.
here comes the payoff. And
Dirt.
she walks her to first base. I think you're athletic enough to jump and reach that ball.
Buddy, I got the vertical of dropping a rock.
I still think you're worthy. I like to see it, but I feel like you might get injured and not play curling, so you probably shouldn't.
Just a little.
Here is Georgia Wilsey, the catcher. Runners on the corners here. Here's the pitch.
Wide.
And now you got to worry about another thing. See if Taylor's going to steal. And Durham is also really good at that. But another thing you worry about is what if you like throw to second, but sometimes they take that as bait, and then the run from third will go home. Here comes the 1-0. Then contact, that's going to go right to first and bobbled, but they're just going to tag the runner at first, but the Lords do come in to score. They take the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first.
That off-the-bat triple there was lethal and proved it so. Lords up 1.
That was probably one of the best case scenarios, that first hit.
Puts a runner in scoring position, and sacrifice never hurt nobody. Of course, probably was looking for better contact to keep herself in play, but.
Here's Jessica Benz, that's inside. And that advanced runner to second, so we still have another runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Jessica Benz, a .290 batting average.
Still a very good average. And hits her. And the runners will advance here. Don't think Benz liked that.
Certainly didn't look like
that
she
got her,
did.
That got her just about square at like the lower back. And now Jaden Bennett is going to come up to hit here.
Lots of Lords varsity here. Got one baseball. I saw one of the women's basketball players walk in. Of course, the skip of the Durham College curling team down there, Kenyon Myers.
And the ball gets
Lots
away.
Of representation.
Both runners are going to advance.
That's what happens. One bad play.
And just disaster happening here. Not the best defense for the best fielding team in the league. Here comes the pitch to Bennett.
Wide.
And also dropped by the catcher again. One thing that's like so intimidating about this Lords team is the bench, I feel, to the other players, and
I don't
especially
think
the pitcher.
I don't think we've heard them quiet the whole time.
Never. I'm sure when this team started.
2-0.
And big swing and miss there, strike 1. That was a very important strike there for Jacqueline. And just doesn't get easier. On deck is Emily Rowe.
And that one stays
another
low.
ball that's dropped. Just doesn't get any easier here into this Lords lineup. Here comes the 3-1. Swing there, and that's going to go right to the second baseman. Throw to first in time for the out. Conestoga only allows 1 run to come over here, but it could have been a lot worse. And that ends the first inning.
2 runners stranded there for Durham.
Unfortunate.
Not too bad. You got your run, of course. Looking for more, though. You had 1 on second, 1 on third. Both teams start making their way back out. Of course, top of the second here. Conestoga still within reach, of course, first inning. Looking for more now.
And Benz will make her way back out there.
Durham have won the last 10 contests. And of those 10, Durham has outscored Conestoga 110 to 24.
That's an actual stat?
Actual stat.
My goodness. I can't look at that and think that's true right now, but just says
Ask Matt. Ask Max. He saw me looking it up.
Just says more and more about this team. I mean, this, just in general, this Lords softball program is just absolutely incredible. Look at all the championships at right field. I'm not sure if you can really see it on the camera. Probably can't. But how many do you count there? You can take us
21, 25, or 24.
24, 25,
20,
which one?
No, wrong. Entirely wrong number. 22.
22, okay.
I swear I know how to count.
Are we sure?
No.
No? Okay.
The Lords coming off the Natty last year, though. Keep that in mind.
The Natty and the Provincial. Champions. You just get a bug in your face?
Yeah.
That was chopped right back to the pitcher.
Jeez.
Thrown to first for the first out. Great play there by Michaela Benz.
Sorry about that for
Yeah,
peeking out
we're-
everyone's speakers, but
We're getting like attacked by wasps right now. I think it's the bread.
it wasn't even a wasp. It was just a big bug. I didn't know what it was.
Went right in your face.
Yeah.
It's a bad omen.
At least for me. Maybe I won't be back here to Babcock. You got this, right, Nico?
Sure. All by myself.
Chipped
A
it.
little bit lonely. I'll get Maddox on the mic. And there's the 0-1 to start off this at bat.
Second pitch.
Here comes the 0-1.
Barrel.
That's in there for strike one. Up bat is Abby Schnar, who ended the inning. Plays at second base. Quick 0-2 count here. And that one's not close.
Loose ball, but
Ben's,
lucky there wasn't anyone on base to take advantage.
thankfully not, but Ben's is throwing straight heat right now, so. The 1-2 coming up here. And that one's in the dirt trying to get her fishing. Even count, trying to work her way back up as Conestoga just needs base runners right now. And just what they've been struggling all year. And need to start rolling it back if they want to have a chance later in the season, the playoffs. And that one's too high. Full count here. As they're already, they played 4 less games than the Lords. So they still have some time, but they're already 1-7.
Got to imagine a healthier lineup, too. Just wear and tear from the year, but
Big swing and miss there for strike 3. That's her 3rd strikeout of the evening. You were saying?
I entirely lost it there.
Okay, never mind. You said something about wear and tear.
Over the year, of course, wear and tear, varsity sports, no easy work there, and especially in a 20-game regular season. It's going to come back to bite you at some point. Lord's already feeling it.
Oh, yes.
And Conestoga, of course, 4 games down means they're going to have a packed October prior to OCAA. The championships, that is.
Yep. No Halloween this year for them. Next up is Toria Steppens, who is the DP today. That's a big swing and miss there. Strike 2.
Conestoga's last 5 games, 1-4. Looking to get themselves back up and going here.
And that one's in the dirt. And who did they beat? If you know it all.
Give me 2 seconds and I can give you that answer.
1, 2.
Fanshawe.
Oh, wow. Good job. Yeah, they beat Fanshawe last Saturday 3-2. But then they lost the second game 8-4. And just looking at all their runs, they just haven't scored near as many as they need to this season.
The most that they've scored in a game is 6. That was against St. Clair, in fairness.
Yeah, that's still pretty good, even if St. Clair scored 15. But here comes the payoff pitch here, trying to end this top of the second as early as possible. Get that hot offense back out. There's a chip right to the third baseman. Throw to first in time for the out. Nice play there by Jessica Green, and that ends the top of the second. And Conestoga is 1-2-3'd, and the first 6 batters have all been retired.
It's just been a showcase from this Durham squad in terms of pitching and fielding, frankly.
Mm-hmm. They were national champions for a reason last year. Or if I like Canadian champions, both provincial and national.
Conestoga working their way back out now, going to get through their warm-ups and get going once again.
More fans are starting to pull up here. Sunset's going down, so it looks very beautiful right now here at Babcock. Of course, it's going to get much darker here.
A few more game day staff have shown up. Of course, not so much in the working side. Abby and Carson down there.
He'll be up later.
Abby Ansel, of course, the normal in-house announcer for the Lords.
Leading off here for the Lords is going to be number 20, Emily Rowe, batting 7th here. She's playing left field. And right after her is going to be Jocelyn Shelton, who is also playing center field.
Shelton has been with this Durham squad for a long time.
She's seen multiple championships and championship runs. Here goes Rowe, and that one gets away from the catcher. A few missed balls here early on. Wonder if the defense is just
Rattled almost?
in a slump a little bit today.
Well, they do have another game, but you can't afford to give the Lords anything.
That's an
Line
extra base
drive.
hit right into left field, all the way back to the wall. Rowe is going to go to second. The ball is bobbled, but it's still going to keep her at second. And that is a leadoff double for Emily Rowe. And just not what you want if you're Conestoga. As you just get out of the hard grinding first inning, and now you're already back in the pickle again.
We saw a little celebration there from Emily Rowe up at second for his leadoff double. Nothing to scoff at.
Interesting celebration, of course.
Shelton up to bat now.
Batting 8th today.
In the dirt.
You can just hear that Lord's dugout going crazy here. And shows bunts, and it's a good one. They're going to throw to first, and it's just in time for the out. Shelton almost made that, but it was a really good throw by the first baseman and the covering second baseman.
Shelton prior to that had a .296. Of course, maybe a little bit down there, but had enough at-bats by now. I'm sure it won't change it too much.
296 is, it's not 583, of course, but it's 296 when you're around 300. That's still a pretty good average, to say the least.
Durham have to make a point. They have to capitalize on these games here, but they have to score these runners. They've left one already stranded at third, not looking to make it their second.
Here's Chelsea Oak, the right fielder for today. She can also play pitcher. And somehow that was not interesting. Here comes the pitch. Big swing into
Drilled.
deep right field. And that one's going to be a down for a base hit. Oak's
Double.
going to go to second. The run will come in to score. And that's a stand-up double RBI for Chelsea Oak. And the Lords lead 2-0 here.
Oak, same celebration up there at second.
It's a trend nowadays. And
Back to the top of the order.
Jessica Green, last at bat was a triple that scored the first run, and there's going to be a mound visit. This might be the end of Reagan Jacqueline's day. And
Conveniently, the coach for the Condors, former Lord,
yep,
Emily Glendinning,
basketball.
was also softball too, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Though I watched her mostly play basketball.
Well, that's
That's
because
the
that's
only
where
reason.
we were.
I know. That's what I'm just saying. That's where I remember her from. So they're going to make a move to the bullpen here. It's going to be number 19, Sarah Bateman. That'll come out pretty early.
Talk about a high-pressure walkout here.
And
Already has a runner on second.
she has a earned run average of 9.50, 950.
Well, I think we found where this Conestoga team gets lost. I think it is somewhere in the bullpen.
And a whip of almost 3. And guess it's just something that the Condors need to improve on.
Chelsea Oak making her way back out to second. And Jessica Green, no slouch. We were talking about the Lords, a .4 average across the entire team for batting average.
That is astronomical, to say the least.
Jessica Green, .452.
These numbers are not making any sense to me. Like, how?
They're all good numbers.
Oh, yes. For the Lords, yes. They're all good numbers. This is Bateman's 7th appearance of the season, who's played 14 innings so far.
The Lords.
Has had some starting pitching past last year. She was be the starting pitcher and charge. I hope they can hear that on the stream, or else I just sound goofy.
The Lords, after these 2 runs that they've already got, 86 on the season. Not doing too shabby.
I think that's pretty good.
I think we are short a couple games based on this, though, considering the Lords have, played 11 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the count that I had was 108 prior to this game.
Just gets better and better.
110 with these.
And that one gets away.
Loose
Oak
and
is going to go to
Chelsea.
third. No throw. And I believe that'll be a wild pitch. And Oak moves up to third here. Just makes it much worse. And the infield moves way in. And that one is saved by the catcher. Like a hockey-style reach and grab. That was a
pull
good
it out
defensive
from
play.
behind her back there.
My goodness. Benz with a 2-1 count. See, maybe she swings here, and she does, but misses there for the strike.
Would have been a strike, no less, I feel. That was right down
Probably.
the barrel.
Challenge pitch, and might have to see another one here. Don't want to go full count with Jessica Green. 2-2. And it goes
Speaking
to a
of.
full count. Not even close to the zone.
32 at-bats for Green, up to current 15 hits.
That's crazy. Like, I can't keep saying that, but it's just crazy. And then it swung
Chip.
center field, and they're going to make the catch, but Oak is going to come in to score. Throw will not stand a chance, and the Lords go up 3-0 in the second inning.
Sacrifice, no big deal for Durham. Of course, 2 outs to their name now, but Jessica Ng up to bat now.
Vanessa Ing.
Vanessa Ng. I got my names mixed up. Too many people on this team. Of course, Jessica Green
We
fly out.
need people right now, though, with all the injuries. And that one gets away. Jessica Green with the sacrifice fly. And which that will not be a earned run to Bateman.
And check swing, not in time. A 1-1 count, I believe.
Scoreboard's not updating. Here comes the pitch to Ing with 2 outs. That's chopped. This is going to be foul just behind the third base bag. And it's a 1-2 count. And here goes the dugout once again. One ball and 2 strikes here. Just want to end the inning as fast as possible. And just waiting a second here.
The official was just letting the Condors there get clear of their bullpen, make their way back.
There's the 1-2. Chopped, foul, right to the dugout. And I know it's called softball, but these balls aren't soft.
Not one bit. Get hit by those, it is not friendly.
A little deceiving when you hear softball. Big swing. That's going to be a high fly ball into left field. Left fielder has a read on it and makes the catch. And Kennedy Schnarr ends the inning with a nice catch. And the Lords get 2 runs out of this inning.
And Conestoga getting their way out in the field.
And here comes the bread. Unfortunately, none for Conestoga.
I believe that is men's baseball over there. Yep. Got themselves some bread.
People coming out here for free dinner.
Can you blame them? It's fresh bread.
Absolutely not. From a local bakery, too.
You're just talking about this. Do we know what bakery it is?
They never say the name, so I'm not too sure. I'm wondering if it's Durham's, like if the college makes
No
the bread.
shot.
Probably not, but I don't know what the local bakery is, like what the name is, because I want to go get these breads myself on my free time.
They're
But
good, man.
make some nice bruschetta. Instead, we just have to come to Lord's games for it. Up to bat now is going to be the number 7th hitter, Kira Aki, who is playing first base today. Ben's back on the mound. There's a big swing and miss there.
0-1 the count, of course. First one, good strike. The Conestoga bench getting musical over there.
I know. And that's in there for a strike.
Couldn't have put
Pretty
that
much-
any closer to dead center.
I'm sure she wants another swing at that one. And she'll take. Her glasses aren't working.
Good craftsman, never blames his tools.
Drums make just sports better. Like, whether it's fans doing it or players, they just simply make it better. And there's a chip foul.
You know, right as I say, craftsman never blames his tools. Immediately, as soon as the glasses come off, gets a chip on it. So maybe it really
Here's-
was just glasses couldn't see it.
Saying she's going to get a base hit in this next one.
Who knows?
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Little too high, very close.
Look high and maybe just a titch to the right.
Interesting zone here tonight, though.
Certainly looks more like an oval the more I look at it.
What, like upside oval or side?
Zone seems very skinny down the sides.
Even then, some high pitches have not been called right. Here comes the 2-2. Ben's looking for her 4th strikeout already. And that's a
Chip.
high
Goodbye.
chip foul. Almost onto the road.
Into the river instead.
And that'll be a free souvenir for anyone who wants to go get it.
Speaking of,
there's
there
already
goes the small child.
There's a kid bolting for it. 2 of them.
Make it 2. Who's going to get there first? Yeah, that
Here's
kid's
the-
gone.
And that's a chip right to the third baseman, shortstop, thrown to first in time for the out, and it's a very productive one. They get the first one here.
Jessica Ben's the one to get that. Throws it over to first and gone. 1 out for Conestoga.
The kids can't get the ball. That's so sad.
I mean, it wasn't exactly in a kid-friendly spot to get.
Probably not.
Before I saw, it was in the middle of the bushes out to the right side.
Yeah, it's right where, like,
The big reeds,
it reminds me of, like, the movie It. Like, there's, like, a sewer gully out there. Here comes the 1-0. Inside a little bit too much.
We're going to make that 2-0.
Conestoga getting their bench back up and running. That one's too low. It's a 3-0 count here. Benz hasn't walked anybody yet, but this could be the first.
No walk,
This
let alone
evening.
no hit.
Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike.
Wow.
Once again, you could hear Conestoga's bench surprised by that call. Here comes the 3-1. chop swing right to the third baseman, thrown to first.
Got
in
it.
time. Even if Green bobbled it, she still has a handle on it. And there's the second out of the inning. Chloe Richardson, the catcher, is up next. The ninth hole hitter. If Benz gets Richardson out right here, she would have gone through the whole lineup. Completely perfect. That isn't
Two
I was gonna
clean innings so far. Looking for the third.
check swing. They're going to point to, and she went. There's the first strike.
Official at third's going to call that one. Had to make sure elsewhere.
Here's
Lining
the
up.
0-1. Shows bunt. It's a pretty decent one. They're going to throw to first.
Got
It's
it.
in time. A great throw by Benz.
That bunt about as clean as you could ever get it, but
It was a good bunt, but maybe a little bit too still. But
yeah, but any more you would have sent it
Of
straight
course.
out.
and when that happens, you risk, because you're rushing it, you risk possibly throwing it away, but not this time, as Benz gets through another inning, gets through the whole lineup perfect. No hits, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And the Lord's offense is going to come back out, and so is Sarah Bateman, the relief pitcher for the Condors. And
Conestoga been doing a good job funneling everything through to first base. There's just been an issue of when it gets past them. Anything that so far has gone out to center or right field has just been wraps. Of course, left field, at least from our perspective, looking a little bit cleaner, as I don't think anything has gotten by so far.
nothing. I don't think nothing's gone by yet.
You gotta imagine Durham is gonna keep aiming for this gap between center and right field.
They've been placing it pretty well so far. There's still mosquitoes? I just got bit by a mosquito. They're still out here?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Durham's last game out against Lambton, Durham had a .38 batting average as a collective. This isn't okay.
No, it's criminal. That gets away. Up to bat is Emily Taylor, the third hitter. Playing second, and that's a big pop-up right beside the Lord's dugout.
Got it.
And in there, catched easily for the first out by Alexis Volkmar, the third baseman. Next up is Georgia Wilsey, the catcher.
Now batting, the catcher number 32, Georgia Wilsey.
And now we're into the very deep parts of the Lord's lineup. 4 and 5 still due.
Georgia Wilsey tied for the lead in OCAA home runs hit.
With 2. You don't see many home runs in the OCAA.
Well, her only 2
And-
RBIs are her own solo home runs.
So she's definitely got that pop, and we can obviously see why she's in the 4th spot for that reason. In the OCAA, you don't really see many home runs. Like baseball, we barely see any as it is. And softball, it's not much either. As she faces a 3-0 count here. In the first doubleheader of the season, though, shows a bunt, but it's outside anyways for a
Say,
walk.
Shows bunt, but it's whether she actually went for it.
No, she pulled back in time. I remember in the first doubleheader of the season, the Lords were on the road against St. Clair. Bennett hit a 3-run home run, and that's still the only home run she has this season. But she has 11 RBIs, which is 5th in the league and leads the Lords in that aspect. Next up is Jessica Benz, the shortstop today. And speaking of Bennett, she'll bat next. Unless there's a double play, for example.
And strike on the play. Clean pitch.
Sometimes it's hard to tell up here how tall people are, but it looks like Benz is a tower. And that one is smoked into the Lords bullpen. You're staring as if like someone just died out there.
Oh, it's just wild. It just landed just square in there. If anyone's in there, they're not standing
cooked.
anymore.
They're cooked.
They're flat on their back.
The 1-2. That's chopped right to the shortstop. Throwing to second for first out. Throwing to first, not going to be in time. Double play is avoided, but Conestoga gets an important second out. And Jane Bennett will make her way up. Try to drive in her 12th RBI of the season, get Benz from first. And as I was saying, it's hard to tell from up here, but Benz, just by her height, she looks like a tower.
Oh, yeah.
And that
Big
one is
shot.
shipped right to center field, but the center fielder
Got it.
just makes the catch in time for the out. And the Lords do not force a run here or can come across with anything. A great pitching performance and defense this half inning for Conestoga.
Conestoga certainly putting in the work right now. And, of course, Lords scoreless in the last inning. Of course, the mercy rule in OCAA is the 10-run mark.
After 5 innings, or excuse me, 15 after 5, I think. No, 15 after 3 and 10 after 5. That's what it is. Also making that catch, the center fielder was Daniela Ernest for Conestoga. And the Lords pitching and defense will make their way back out here. As even though Conestoga is losing, in my opinion, I still think their pitching is doing pretty good. The fact they've only allowed 3 runs against one of, if not the best offense in the OCAA. And only allowed 3 runs. One thing, though, that Conestoga does also lead in, Kelly Tykel, the leadoff hitter, who is up next here, she leads the league in stolen bases with 7.
Durham, seeing as Humber not playing tonight, Durham has officially taken the lead in the OCAA for runs scored. Or, yeah, again, the OCAA website is just not updated.
As of like maybe last week.
Yeah.
That's where it's updated to. Because we played more than 9 games right now.
Yeah, they didn't count the 2 games against Lambton yet.
Give it time. As I was saying, Kelly Tykel up next, the shortstop. She leads the league in stolen bases with 7, and in second is Jeffrey on Fanshaw, but she has 3 less than Tykel, so obvious to why she is leading off. And oh my goodness,
I thought I was going to get a catch.
Thought we were going to be able to catch that one.
I would have taken it home.
Darn net in the way.
Yeah, I have a feeling it probably would have smoked a spectator before it got thus. It had more height than it did distance.
I mean, you could have done that thing like we talked about earlier, like reached over the, and that's a high pop-up right to the second baseman. Made the catch for the first out. And Benz has retired the first 10 batters in a row.
Putting an absolute class from the mound.
Has a perfect game rolling right now. Big swing and miss there. Up next is Kennedy Schnarr, the left fielder. My bread's going stale.
Should have ate it.
I wasn't as hungry as you were.
One thing about this Conestoga squad, we've been seeing them very little errors on their fielding. We were talking about them second best in the league in that regard. They also have the second least errors in the OCAA.
And No errors here tonight as well. Maybe some hiccups from behind home plate. And there's a swing and miss. 4th strikeout on the day for Benz. But nothing that you would call like errors. And Daniela Ernest is going to try and get something going here with 2 outs already.
Daniela Ernst tied for 2nd for stolen bases at 4.
Has to get out of the way of that one.
Almost lost a kneecap.
Or shin.
Yeah, both
I
roughly
think-
the same spot.
Kneecaps getting hit makes me like more than it would for the shin, I feel.
Yeah, except if your shin goes, you're not walking for
Yeah.
a while.
Neither with the knee.
Shake
Oh, line out
tickets.
right to the first base. Amazing catch there by Jaden Bennett. And if that just got a little bit behind Bennett, that would have been maybe an extra base hit. Because Ernest can run. And a wonderful catch there to end the top of the inning here.
Daniela Ernst actually still doing really good. Of course, we were talking about stolen bases, but an immaculate job there. Almost snuck through. Just about.
Almost. But first baseman Bennett was well aware, and amazing hand-eye coordination right there. So doing it in style to end Conestoga's chance to bat, and pretty quickly, that didn't last that long. Pretty quickly, it'll be Durham's chance to bat once again. And I believe leading off is going to be Jocelyn Shelton. Or excuse me, might actually be it's Emily Rowe, excuse me. Bennett was out there first, so that's why I thought, or excuse me, Shelton. Shelton was out there first, so I thought she was going to
Man,
up to bat.
and you gave me problems for names earlier.
At least I can count.
3, 6, 15.
Alrighty. Look at look at
I'm
this.
glad our man on the computer's having a great time, Maddox.
He's boogieing.
Leading off for the Lords, the left fielder, number 20, Emily Rowe.
I mean, these people know how to pick their music, so I don't blame them.
Emily Rowe. Strike there.
I have no idea how. Now, mind me, I'm not an umpire, but I don't think I have to be an umpire to look at the zone and be like, that's not a strike. That one looked too low, but it's hard for us to tell from here. And that's
Wow.
a quick 0-2 count. Bateman looking to get this first out pretty quick. That's
Durham.
chopped foul.
Durham has yet to lead off an inning without someone on base.
We'll see if that changes right here as we get into the middle parts of this game.
Bottom of the 4th.
Here's the 0-2. Big swing, and that's going to be a high fly ball to left field. The left fielder is under it and makes the catch. Nice catch there by Kennedy Schnarr.
As
And
we were
that's-
saying, Schnarr has dictated the left field.
Yeah. I think that's our 3rd catch today, at least.
That's her 3rd.
Yeah, her 3rd, I'm saying.
Forget the rest of the field.
Center field has 1, I believe. Right field has nothing so far.
Jocelyn Shelton up to bat.
And
And
catcher barely had a grab on that. Sun's pretty much disappeared here as the lights have turned on. And that's a high fly ball into left field, but that's going to go in the bullpen. The players were running like they were about to go through the fencing.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Boom.
Shelton, a .296.
296. Yep, 296 batting average with a .321 on base percentage and 519 slugging. These stats are crazy. 2-1 here to Shelton. Bateman's done pretty good in relief so far. Not any earned runs for her yet. That sacrifice fly was not hers to count. And it's a 3-1 count coming up here. Looking for her. And that is too low for ball 4. Shelton gets on base. That's not someone you want to have at first.
Durham, best team batting average in the lead. They've only been struck out 13 times, is that?
As of couple, like last week, but yes.
Yeah. That's outrageous.
That's outrageous. Jinx, but that's outrageous. And I don't think they've struck out once yet today. Talk about like a team discipline and
If
a
anything's
good eye of the plate.
If anything's down the plate, it's gone.
And speaking of, this is Chelsea Oak, who fouls that one out, and that'll be easy to find. That foul ball.
Into the creek slowly but surely. If those kids want it, they need to go
Oh,
now.
they're going to steal from the kid. That's not right. Oh, no, he gave it to him. We're good. That's in there for strike 2.
We're getting lost in our buttons here.
It's strike 2. It's 0-2 because there's a foul ball. Here comes the 0-2. It's a high pop-up. That's going to go foul, and that might hit a car. Uh-oh.
Be careful.
And the glass is broken, apparently. I made sure my park. I say this every time, but I made sure my car was not near.
I'm all the way over at the actual
My
side close to the
goodness.
college. I am not anywhere near this game.
Another foul ball here for Oak. I believe that's her third of the at-bat.
Extend the
Just
at-bat.
Grinding this at-bat here. It's funny, they're going to find more balls, game balls, but there's like 4 more of them lying on the ground.
Yeah, but those are the ones from the batting practice.
I know.
So you got to leave those be.
I know, but still. Another 0-2 pitch coming up, and it hits her. And Oak works her way on base here.
Wow.
What an at-bat. Down 0-2 and fouls off a few. And there's going to be a mound visit here. I'd be surprised if they take Bateman out. She hasn't allowed a single run yet. But they're going to take her out anyways. So I would say a pretty respectable outing here for Sarah Bateman. A run came across the score, but that wasn't hers. And she gets pulled
The Lords are
just
back at the
behind
top of the
2
order.
innings. And coming in relief here for the Condors, trying to see the number, is number 15, Isabel Dobson. This is her 6th appearance of the season as a pitcher. She also bats, however, has a 143 batting average. And her earned run average sits at 5.25 with a 3 whip. However, she only has pitched 1.25 innings, so can't really look at the stats right now as she hasn't even pitched 2 innings yet this season.
I'm sure she'll at least double that here.
Oh yes. You got to save some of your pitches for the next game as well.
Got to keep in mind this one, a double header. It's going to be a late night game here.
Second game starts at 8 o'clock. And we hope to see you out there, and we thank all of the viewers here for joining us on this journey and listening to a couple of idiots once again. And probably the worst person to face off against if you're Conestoga new pitcher. is top of the order Jessica Green.
Taking a quick look.
Excuse me, go ahead.
Taking a quick look around the league right now. The game earlier on, 5 o'clock, Mohawk Sheridan. Those guys playing a doubleheader all the way out in Mississauga. Sheridan, a 5-3 win. And their next game coming up in just a few minutes as their second one is at 7.
So Mohawk falls to 0-9 on the season. Dead last in the OCAA, and Sheridan moves to 5-6. And
I'm surprised you memorized that.
I memorize everything.
Nerd.
No, sure. And that gets past the first base, and they're going to call that fair. And that's going to go all the way to the bullpen in right field. And a run will come in to score. Shelton comes across, and it's 4-0.
Durham's back in it.
And Conestoga coach is going to come out and try to see if that was a fair ball or not. That was pretty close. But from my point of view, it looked just fair.
So it looked like it skipped just over the top of the bag, so.
But he still wants an explanation anyways. Durham's first base coach was signaling fair. And I believe her. So Vanessa Ng up next, as Jessica Green has another RBI in her season and her first today. Check swing, but holds back in time for a ball. And now Durham's going to get the drum out in their dugout. Look at that batting stance. Another check swing, but it is a called strike regardless. I smell hot dogs.
And we'll get some before the second game. Hot dog on the baguette, though.
Yeah, Big swing, and that's going to be base hit into left field for a base hit. One run will come in to score. Ng is going to go all the way to second without a throw, and she got the bait there to get into second, and there is another double there for the Lords. And Vanessa Ng has a RBI double, and the lead is now 5-0.
Durham doing a great job keeping themselves in scoring position constantly right now.
It's a train right now. It's a train that's rolling, and this could get ugly pretty fast. There's still only one out and two runners in scoring position. And
we're talking about the mercy rule of 10 at 5.
Yep. It's only getting harder here, and this deep lineup is next is Emily Taylor, the second baseman. And next you have to face the team leader for home runs in Georgia Wilsey. And just not who you want to face, but who is a good person to face that like you could get out easily. And that's going to be a high fly ball. And that is dropped by the left fielder, Schnarr. One run will come in to score. And it is now 6-0 off of the bobbled catch there by Schnarr. Might be called an error on that one, and that will be Conestoga's first of the game.
It was in her glove, and she dropped it. That is absolutely an error.
Just unfortunate. I believe it. I don't think it went right in her glove, but
about as close as you can get.
Yeah. And it came at her very fast, though, so she had pretty little time to react. But she's been pretty busy out there tonight. So the Lords score again on the error. And that's in there for a strike. Up next, Georgia Wilsey, the number 4 hitter.
2 home runs. Has a chance to put a big one here.
This would blow the game open. Now 6-0 here. And you won't hit a home run with that pitch.
Vanessa Ng tempting the catcher there to try and throw it. You would have think she would have gone for the rundown?
She's trying to bait her because maybe if missed the ball, it goes all the way into left field. That's another run. Yeah, that's a big swing and miss there.
Ng out of Rochester, New York.
That error there in left field is just unfortunate. It happens. Just unfortunate. Nothing you can really do about it, but that's just the nature of the game.
Conestoga, second least errors in the league right now.
And that's
full
outside.
Count.
It's a 2-2 count.
I thought that we were still slow on the update. My fault.
No problem. Big swing and miss there for the strikeout. And that is the first time that the Lords have struck out in this game.
Yeah, I don't know if I want anyone at bat that has Crazy Train as their walkout song. That is terrifying.
No, that's
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Jessica.
Jessica Benz with that song, and she can extend the lead here.
2 outs for Durham. You don't want to leave batters stranded.
So Isabel Dobson with the only strikeout here for the Condors as a pitcher. And right after Benz is going to be Jaden Bennett, who leads the team in runs batted in.
This is terrifying if you're the Condors.
Big swing, and that's going to be a high fly ball into center field. And it's going to get down for a base hit. 2 runs are going to come in to score. And the Lords extend the lead again.
8-0.
A 2 RBI single for Jessica Benz. And it is now 8-0 here, as the Lords have blown it open here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 5 runs now.
You know, what else could possibly go wrong?
A home run right here.
Bennett lines up. Could have the mercy rule winner here. Leans out of it, but strike no less.
Condors will get one more chance to bat at least if we do go up 10-0. But there are 2 outs here. And Bennett is facing a 0-1 count. Big swing, and that's going to be chopped right to the second baseman and dropped.
Safe.
So safe, and she's going to go run all the way to third. She thought she was out, and that's just unfortunate there.
I would have taken those extra 2 steps, wait for that throw, and then come right back to second.
Benz thought she was out right there, unfortunately, so she was already walking to the dugout.
Well, the official was slow on the call. That was the problem.
It was a pretty late call by the umpire, and possibly takes away 2 runs for the Lords. And now 5 baguettes are going to be handed out here.
You'd swear the Durham fans cheer more for free food than they do for the team.
Maybe that's what they're here for. Hopefully not. Give it to the dog. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness.
Baseball team, their second baguette.
I'm getting a walking taco. I'm
Walking
sorry.
tacos are so good,
I'm
man.
getting a walking taco now that I heard that. I don't know why I have my sunglasses still on.
Well, I just took mine off, and I was probably going to put them back on.
Yeah, good morning. Oh, my goodness, it's so bright.
Man, those sunglasses pulled up on your forehead makes your hair do funky stuff, man.
Hey, man, that's rude. You already leave yours pretty exposed, so.
Don't look like Medusa, then we won't have any problem.
I look like Medusa?
Who said that? Must have been a ghost.
I'm asking you.
Must have been a ghost.
Okay. But you look like the Big Show. That one's chopped right to the pitcher, Benz. Thrown to first.
Got it.
In time for the out. A great throw there. We're saying we look like different things. You look like a Big Show. If you shaved your head?
Call me fat, Nico?
No, I didn't say that. I said your forehead.
Teasing you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're hearing things.
Up to bat here, Condors, number 6.
It's Abby Schnarr, the second baseman.
Had the error that set off the train for Durham.
No, I believe that is Kennedy Schnarr. I'm not sure if they're sisters. They could be.
How many people do you know with the last name Schnarr?
I don't know. I'm just saying, what if they're not sisters? I don't want to say, oh, they're sisters, and then I'm getting called the idiot because they're actually not. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's a chopped foul right behind home plate.
Keeps the at-bat alive.
And Conestoga just can't say it enough. They need something right now. Anything. But it's hard to do that when it's 8-0 in the top of the 5th inning.
Durham only allowed 24.
Oh my goodness, what a catch there by Benz. Just put the glove in the air and makes a phenomenal play for the second out of the inning, and that is highlight reel stuff there. That's the second time she's done that today.
Forget what I was saying. Goodness gracious.
Michaela Benz has done it all so far today, defensively and pitching. She has 4 strikeouts, no hits, no walks, and an insane catch right there.
34 strikeouts on the year for Benz.
What a show right now.
.78 ERA going into this one. Again, keep in mind, probably down a couple games here on the OCAA stats, but that's the most updated we got.
That better be on the highlight reel or just something. And that one's too far inside. I hope to see that on the socials again because I want a replay of that. So right now Ben's going with the, I believe, perfect game. I believe. Hope I'm not wrong. Too far inside again. It's 2-1.
Practically trying to take the toes off of the cleats.
Who needs toes?
Generally you would.
Why
Most
me?
people do.
Oh, I thought you were saying specifically me. That's in there for the strikeouts. Excuse me. Umpire signaled strikeout, but apparently that's strike 2. I only thought it was a strikeout because the umpire signaled it. That was only strike 2. That's the strikeout right there. And in that at bat, Michaela Benz got 2 strikeouts. That's her 5th strikeout of the game.
35. The running count.
Yes, for the season, not 35 today.
35 strikeouts today, this game would have been over twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
This head-to-head matchup, Durham-Conestoga. Durham, 52 wins, Conestoga 9.
Well, then it's hard.
They're digging themselves out of a historic hole against the Lord squad.
It's hard to call that a matchup then. If we are beating them, what's the ratio? Like 93%?
Something like that.
Something like that? I don't do math. 93% of the time?
I don't know, 61 games, 52 wins. Whatever. Someone who's better at math can do that for me, but
Let him do it.
Maddox has lost.
Yeah, he's lost. He's not listening to the darn thing. I'll calculate it. So how many games?
Up to bat, Emily Rowe.
How many games is it?
61 games, 52 wins.
How do you calculate that? Divide 51? I don't know.
Generally, yeah.
Okay, I'm not doing this right. Don't ever ask me to calculate again. So we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Emily Rowe is leading off here. I love it when I'm such an idiot on the air, especially with you, ATN. You make it
Half the fun.
so much better. That one's too far outside.
Conestoga, you got to imagine, we still have another game to go. The bullpen cannot be that deep.
And I just want to say, I remember last year when we were facing Conestoga, I had a lineup. They only had 3 active pitchers on the team last year. I don't know.
Now we've used 3 in this.
Yeah, I don't know how much it would be this year.
Do the math.
I think, you want me to go through the entire roster?
I don't know. Start counting.
No. It's going to take a while. Why'd you take my chair?
Because
That one is a base hit into left field. Emily Rowe has another single.
Take it and run, might as well.
That's another base hit for the Lords leading off.
Well, you had your jacket on my chair. I assume that was yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. It's cold now. Figured I had this.
Might as well help you out when I can.
Not with math, though.
Shelton
So-
up the bat.
Like he said, Shelton, that's going to be a bloop single.
Got it.
And it's going to go over the head of the center fielder. But nothing much is going to come up with it. As Rowe,
Does that count as error number 2 in this?
no, I don't know. That was not an error. That one just got over her head, but none of the runners advanced further. And that's a bloop single for Jocelyn Shelton. And two
Well, look-
straight singles here.
Look at the fielders as they move here. They've all moved out.
Yep.
They're looking for a big one here. Oak, known across the league.
And we'll see what she can do, if she can drive in 1, maybe 2 runs here. As on deck is Jessica Green, who will bat even if there is a double play. That's a big swing. That's going to go past the shortstop for another base hit. And all the runners are going to hold.
Could have had probably the RBI there, but
I
probably would have gotten caught.
It probably is better that they held, because that was a pretty darn good throw from the outfielder
Bases loaded.
with Jessica Green up to bat. And they're going to make the change.
Another one.
This is their,
4th pitcher now.
that's a little like kind of worrying that you're using this many pitchers, unless you have like 10 pitchers on the team. But Conestoga has 20 players on their roster.
Well, if half of them are pitchers, I mean, you could justify it, but
Probably not. This is, is that 17 again?
yes, it is. Welcome back.
Well, Reagan Jacqueline, the starting pitcher, is back out. And
Let's give her some rest to get her back in there.
she is playing as the flex today, so that would explain, I believe. And she's back out here to try and just salvage anything and get out of this mess without letting it just get destroyed. As this
Can't
is
say I often see a pitcher leave the mound and come back.
usually not, but in the OCAA, things are different here. We don't have a pitch clock yet, for example,
Fair.
for softball and baseball. And this is not looking good for Conestoga, to say the least. Bases loaded with the top of the order.
0
And
outs.
0 outs. The best case scenario they can be looking for is maybe double play or somehow a strikeout, but I'm sorry, but you're not striking at Jessica Green. So here is the 1-0. In there for a strike. And so Reagan Jacqueline started the game earlier, only allowed 3 runs to score.
Conestoga, prior to this one, 94 hits allowed. A lot more now.
And as a team ERA, it's 7.18, and that one is just going to go foul. 7.18 as a team ERA
Well, we have more than that.
is, and Durham is the best in terms of team ERA with 0.95, under 1 as a team. I can't. I
Well,
don't-
Durham this season, they've only given up 20. They've given up 25 total runs
I know.
to now 116.
25 runs. Where do you see that? And that one is going to get in there for a base hit. 1 run's going to come around to score. Here comes the second.
Got
in
it.
time.
And all runners safe and sound. Durham 10.
Rowe and Shelton come in to score, and that is the game. Mercy ruled here in the bottom of the 5th. So
0 outs.
Shelton was the winning runner there and just came in time to win the game right there.
Durham, an outstanding job offensively. Big rally in the 4th inning and just started ripping Conestoga limb from limb. We're going to be back in just a little bit here. Game 2, keep an eye. Next stream coming up in just a moment. Myself, Etienne Skitch, And beside me,
Nico Lecca, and the Lords advance to 12-1 in the season. The Conestoga Condors fall to 1-8. And just stick around at, I'd say, maybe 8 o'clock. Not sure. We'll get the determination on that. We will be right back for Game 2. Thank you very much for watching Game 1.